Hey guys, it's Dan here with a new video, and if you see over here, this is my house, and if we look this way, we got this village in close proximity, and next to this village, hey look, we got a scaffolding tower right there. So that scaffolding, you can see it from my house, you can see it from most points in the village, and you can see it from, I checked at my neighbor's house to see if it was visible. There's neighbors all the way over there, that's Rose, so you can see it from her house, but it's not going to be obstructing anything. So the idea behind this is if we have something that's very visible, it's going to be something that's going to build the story of this world. So this, let's walk up here and talk about what we're going to be doing. So this scaffolding at the top, we're going to be making this huge creature up here. Now previously I have designed and thought of the whole story on a different series that never made it to YouTube or anything like that because the audio was just complete garbage back then. But when I built it up and had the idea, I pretty much came up with these titans. So these titans are like ancient beings that used to live in a Minecraft universe before Minecraft existed. And you know how Minecraft is based off of squares and all that stuff? These beings are circular and spheres and all that stuff. So they're like not from the same universe and all that stuff. Oh, fell off. And as that happens, like then with being ancient beings, they can control different resources and all that stuff. So these villagers have a couple of them. Well, they found some old ones that have been lurking around, and they have taken hold of them, and they're going to be like enslaving them. So they're going to be like hooked up and getting their resources drained and all that stuff because they have unlimited resources. And also, they're going to like not be able to do much because the villagers have made it like taken out parts of their brains and stuff like that, so they can't function fully, so they're only able to be used for what they are. So it's like a shell of what they used to be. So that's the main idea. So we got these ancient titans that are huge things that are not shaped like most shapes, so they're going to be circle shapes, and they're going to be enslaved by these villagers to get all their resources out of them. So that's the main idea. Now we built all the way up at the scaffolding. We're going to start with doing a big circle, so let's get into that. Alright, so as I'm building out this big sphere, I'm using plots. You probably have seen it, so it's a website that lets you generate spheres and know how big they are. We have these scaffolding helping me out. So one thing that's going to help you when you're doing circles is if you remember patterns. So like let's go 9, 3, and then 1, 1, 1, or I mean 9, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 9. And then if you want to utilize the least amount of scaffolding or blocks that you're going to use to help you place them. So if I'm going to place this here, that's going to let me first place 2 on that side. And then when I get over here, I have another block right there. So I used 1 to start off 2 ones that are floating in the air. So I do that. So for this one, if I put it right here, I'll be able to put 2 more. And then after I get that one done, there's only one last one. So if I didn't have this side going over here, I'll be able to continue that one. So I used 3 instead of the potential to use 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have used like 5 of these to place all these blocks that are floating in the midair. But if you think about it smartly, you can place the least amount by placing 1 where you're going to place 2, and then go 2 over, and then place it, and go 2 over. Yep, so we're going to continue all the way up. I'll meet you when we're up about right there. Alright, so we've made it up all the way about halfway, a little bit past halfway. Halfway would be there, so we're a little bit past that. We're going to level this off flat, and you can see the house over there in the village. So we are going to flatten it off because that is what the design is going to call for. And we're going to be putting something on top of this. If you remember me mentioning before, they hooked up stuff into his brain and turned off some stuff. So we're going to put a brain up on top, and we're going to put other features like his face and all that on the outside. So we have to have this flat first. So let's get to doing that, and then we can show you all the other stuff. Alright, so one thing I found to help you build quicker, it only works I don't know if it works in Java or not, but it definitely works in Bedrock, and it's a little hard to do. So if we get this path going and we get it to connect, then we can walk with it going straight. And that's a lot easier than shift clicking and trying to do it behind you. So that could help you do stuff a little quicker. All right, so I cleaned up all the scaffolding except for the ones that helps me get up to the top. And I lit up the thing so I don't have a mob farm in here. So we got the whole top finished. And we're gonna go up and look at that. Put all our stuff up there and then start building the brains. Yeah. So let's get our shulkers here that have everything. Probably don't need these here anymore because we're done using the prismarine, but yep. Alright, so we're gonna start building the brains and then we'll show you that. Alright, so as you can see, I started with some red wool and laid out two shapes. These two shapes, they're going to be like ovals or ellipsoids is what they're actually called in a 3D dimensional realm. So we're doing two like 3D ovals and they're gonna form a brain. If that doesn't make any sense, we're looking over here, and this is in Fusion 360. I have these laid out. Obviously this is not squares, it's circles, but this is the shape for all the pieces, and these are two ellipsoids, and it's just the top half of them. So we're going to be doing that for the brain. So if we put them together, it's going to be like a brain shape. If that makes sense. All right, let's go back. And that was all just so I could, you know, see if these shapes work and do all the sizing. So I had the spacing spaced out per block. And then I put the dimensions in the plots.co thing. And that's going to be a 25 by 16 for these. And this whole circle top is 31 as this dimension right here. So it's 31 for the circle, 25 by 16 for each one of these. So let's go around and build them up and cut out the middle parts. All right, so layer 9 is the exact same as layer 8. I'm starting from the middle. So let's go up. And then we're gonna keep on following all the directions until these are built. So let's get back to us in a couple seconds. All right, so we're placing the last blocks on this, and as you can see, that's one of them, and this is the second one. And any point they intersected, let's look in this hole, we just cut off. So right through that line going through is where they intersected, and we just made it so they didn't get anything built. And that's the outermost shape of the brain. We're going to add some cool stuff to this. But other than that, this is the main shape. So let's fly around and see how it looks. So let's go around with that. Yeah, see, there's the main shape of the brain. Looks pretty cool. You know what it is if you looked at it. And when we add the details, it's going to be really apparent. Alright, so from over here, there you go. Ah, piece of scaffolding. How cool. Alright, so let's add some details and then get on to the rest of the build. Alright, so we have all these lines on here, and it's sort of interpretive. So we have lines going zigzag and back and forth, and then we have some lines going diagonal on the back half, and we have some lines that are just going in different areas. I tried to make it match a brain, but you know, it's interpretive because this is Minecraft and these are blocks. It's sort of hard to make it look good, but once we get the glass dome over it, it's going to look a lot better. And if you can't tell, I also put his arms and mouth on. So let's, oh yeah, we're in creative mode right now just so we can see it better. But I don't build in creative, I use all the materials that we have, so it's okay. And so he's got a mouth and his hands are hanging down. If you look up close, you'll see that his fingernails are blackstone stairs, because I have lots of blackstone everywhere. I mined it at the beginning of the starting this world and just got a lot of it. So I'll use it wherever I can. So the next thing is we're gonna either try to get a lot of glass and put a dome over the top, or we're gonna make his collar that's holding them down, or we're gonna make the water. We're gonna do one of those three things and then you'll see it next. So Alright, so I got to work and I put in the water column, I put in lights, fires spiraling up it so it looks like it's all magical and stuff. I got the chain holding them in. Now in the previous worlds that I made this a while ago and didn't show it because the audio quality was horrible, I used iron to make chains, and I'm not rich on this server. I might have a lot of blackstone, but I don't have a lot of iron. Iron's hard to come by. So I used blackstone cord instead, so he's tethered down with the blackstone cord. We got this anchor over here. So I did a little bit of texturing with the cracked stone because he's been here for a long time, but the actual staples that are holding them in are still fresh, so still strong. These get repaired by the villagers, so these don't get strained. And we got that cord holding them in. The water is actually a water elevator just because I put soul sand in the middle, so you can all the way up to the middle if you want to. And I use that if I want to repair him and I don't want to be in creative and fly around, so I swoop up. Then there's some scaffolding on the inside leading to the top. Alright, so we got that part, and the next we're going to do is put a glass dome over his head and add on some more stuff to the grounds down here so we can make it more lively. So these people are taking his water as a resource, so it's not just here like for decoration. We need to make sure that they're actually taking stuff and doing stuff. So I got a dock right here for some fishermen. We're gonna have some stuff like that, so they're gonna be doing all that. Alright, so let's look into the future and see how cool it looks. Alright, we are placing the last blocks on top of this glass dome, encasing his brain, the one that we're poking in, and we're going to be finished with the main part of this build. There's going to be more to the grounds around him and all that stuff, but right now we're finishing this up. That does not belong there. Who put that there? So let's get these last ones placed and then fly around and probably go into creative and zoom around so we can see what's going on. So is that all of them? Everything? Alright. Let's get some rockets and take an exploration. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Let's look at them from the front. Yeah, there it is. Now that's spectacular. The glass dome looks so good. And the chain. So I forgot to mention that the shape of this chain is actually the inverse, exact inverse of what the arch is. The St. Louis arch, yeah, that's right. So it's a mathematic model that measures how a string drapes when you hold it on two ends. So if you cut the arch in half, that's what the string looks like. So this is the perfect model for shaping this out. I have built the arch to scale twice in Minecraft. I might do it for this server, I'm not entirely sure. But that's why I have a 1-to-1 for the blocks, and yep, that's pretty much exactly why I have it. So we have that guy. Let's go into creative, take a better look at him. So we're in creative now just so we can fly around and see how it looks. So he's got that stupid look on his face. It's got the brain inside the glass dome. Unfortunately, the clouds are blocking some of the stuff, but that still makes it look cool because it shows that he's really high up there. So his hands are there. Let's look at this awesome looking, I was calling it a chain, but this is like a tethered rope or something like that, made out of the blackstone bricks. It's got the anchor. Yeah, overall. And then the water with the spiral spikes coming out of it. So let's give a tour. We're gonna put some stuff over here, like there's fishermen doing stuff. We're gonna lively it up a bit, but other than that, this is the main part of the build. Done. So let's go in, all the way to the top. Whee! Watch the lights pass. Yep, so he's just a shell of a thing. And we probably can get rid of this scaffolding because we're not building in here. We might do something in here if we really want to, but for now, we're not going to. But look at that, I'm inside the brain. Woo! Alright, and since I'm in creative, I can actually Fly through there. Okay. Alright, so after I add in some armor stand magic, then we're gonna end the video. Alright, so we're gonna walk towards it. I just finished adding in final details. We'll go on straight for them. So we got these villagers here. They're taking all his resources and doing all this stuff with it. So let's walk down this path and look at them. Well, first off, we have this guy in the wheelbarrow. You remember I showed you wheelbarrow design over in the horse place over there. So he's got some water and some blue stuff getting out of there. So he's taking that along. They're all dressed in the cyanish bluish clothing because that's all part of their job. I mean, they don't work for me. They're working in the village, but they dress sort of similar to how my people work. Or dress, I mean. This guy's fishing, so he's got some stuff in his barrel. Ooh, look, he's got a trident, a couple other things that he's caught. We're walking down here. This guy's just like, ooh. He's just sort of staring up and putting his arms up. This guy, he's doing some stuff with his bottle or his bucket. He's filling it up and comparing different things and seeing if it's good or bad and all that stuff, making sure all the water is good. This guy's going through, he's looking in, he's got all this stuff in there. They're doing all the resource gathering, organizing and all that. He's trying to get all the stuff in the barrels and all that stuff. So all those barrels have stuff in them coming from this guy. So that's the villagers doing all this stuff. And right now, this build's done. So let's go into Crave, do one last fly around, and then end the video. So here's a view of the bottom and how it compares to all that stuff. And here's the guy. All right, he's looking amazing, and his brain's poking out. And we got all that stuff hooked up. We got the spirals of glass going around, or I mean, inrods going around, so it looks like he has energy coming out. We got the great link going down and stapled to the ground. And he looks perfect from every part of the server. So from Rose's base all the way over to my base and from the village. Alright, let's go down to the ground and end this. Or actually, let's do it in his hand. That'll be fun. Alright guys, so we're standing here in this guy's hand. And we're ending this video out. And thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked all this content and the lure of all this and all the stories that go behind it. And look forward to the next video where I'm going to be doing something sort of similar for another part of this lore and try to expand on the, just like the background of this world. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.